This is Canyonlands.
Canyonlands National Park.
Second spot that we visited on our vacation.
Moab area.
Got here super early in the morning. I think it was like, what, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning?
We left the RV park at around 5:30 to get to the park at 6. So by the time we got into the park, it was probably 6:30.
Yeah, this is one of the longest drives from the entrance of the park to the actual where you get to see stuff. This is the Canyonlands has like 2 sections. There's one in the south. I can't remember what it's called. What the Needles area?
Needles.
That was called?
Needles, yes. There's technically 3.
Oh.
But the third area you really can only use with like a 4-wheel drive vehicle.
Off-road type.
Yeah, off-road type vehicle.
And then this third section is called the
Islands in the Sky.
Island in the Sky. So this is where we visited Island in the Sky. I think this is just shortly after the visitor center driving up. This is one of the longest drives. We did the same thing. Drove towards the end of the road and then worked our way backwards. But nice scenery. It's kind of pretty drastic. You kind of see here. It's almost like, it reminds me of kind of Nevada, Texas area with the trees and the desert. But then all of a sudden you're kind of surrounded by like canyon lands. Literally on all sides you're surrounded by a canyon. So pretty neat how that works. Kind of see a little bit of a canyon there. And the road got kind of twisty and windy, so gave the camera over to Carson. He's practicing some of his dramatic theatrical shots here.
I thought it was kind of gave you a little glimpse of kind of what the Grand Canyon was kind of like. That's what I kind of think.
Yeah. So here's the overview. Like I said, they're in the corner. We had our campground. Driving into Canyonlands. This whole little section here, you kind of see it's a plateau. Literally, it feels like you're in an island in the middle of the sky. So, drove down to the end of the road, got to this, what is it called? Grand View Overlook.
Grand View Overlook, okay.
Yeah, so, there it is. Grand View Point.
Yeah.
Overlook is 300 feet from this point, so we tried walking to actual Grand View Point. I don't think we ever made it there.
We didn't realize it till later.
Yeah.
Because we never really saw the trail. I mean, the trail just kind of dissipates off, and that there really was no footprints or markers for the trail. So we didn't realize that the trail actually kept going. So, but you can still see plenty of the canyon without walking out further down that trail.
Here we are. First shot there was the first little overlook area. Trying to make our way down the trail to the actual Grand View Point. And we kind of got lost. There was no real trail markers like Chantel was saying, but trying to make our way down. At this point it was probably like, what, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, early 7 o'clock.
So here's the one overlook. This was pretty dramatic. Just walking up, and then you have this big open expanse right in front of you.
Yeah, that was cool.
Pretty. I think it was more dramatic than seeing like the Grand Canyon, because you're right there next to the canyon wall there. So off in the distance, I think that's Dead Horse State Park, and then to the right, can't remember what that area is called, but as you can see, it's getting kind of toasty. think this was the hottest day.
That's the hottest
I
day.
think it got up to like 115.
It was really hot that day. But this was one of my... I didn't expect much out of this park, and it turned out to be really one of my favorites. I really want to go back and see the rest of the park, but it will take, obviously a couple more days there to see the southern end of the park, and then to obviously see more parts of the island in the sky.
You can actually go down into the canyon too if you had a 4-wheel drive, like off-road type vehicle.
Yeah.
There's Carson with his dramatic poses again. No shirt.
Oh my gosh, that child.
So, anyway, so here we are. We were down at that little point that I'm kind of pointing at right there with the mouse. And this is the long road that we drove into. This whole plateau area is called Island in the Sky. And then the next, I think we might have stopped at that Bucks Canyon Overlook. I think that's where Carson was doing his dramatic pose. But our next big excursion was this long trail. It was called the Murphy Point Trail. You can kind of see there, it walks through the desert. I think what we figured it was like, what, 4 miles?
4 miles round
4
trip.
miles round trip. So we wanted to get this done and over with
Early.
before it really got hot. So luckily for us, it was not as hot as it was during the rest of the day. And also there was no one on the trail. It was just us.
It was us.
So
We saw, I think, 2 people on the way back, like maybe 2 groups, like 2 couples on our return back.
Oh wow!
But that was it.
Shan.
Oh, the snake.
It's dead.
The snake that I never saw. I walked right past.
Snake of a bitch.
No.
Oh, it was a snake, and it didn't bite me.
Oh,
Hello.
that is very much alive.
Feed the snake. Hello.
If it was a rattlesnake, it'd be rattling, and it doesn't have a
It's
rattle.
gonna go back in that hole.
It's pretty damn long.
It's long.
You know what else is long?
All right.
Other snake.
And I was even trying to watch out for snakes. Didn't see him.
So I think this part is where the trail forks off. You can go to the right and go to the overlook, or you can go to the left and go actually down into the canyon itself.
Yeah, you could walk down into there. Take a trail down into there if you wanted to.
Not for us, not today.
Because you could camp. You could have went tent camping down in there.
Yep. And here we are at the Murphy Point itself. Kind of a nice open area. We're pretty much surrounded by canyon. And there's a little geological survey marker that I'll zoom in here and show you guys. Kind of pretty neat to see this. We didn't really look for it. We just kind of happened on it.
Then we started collecting those after that.
Well, we didn't collect that, but so they sold it in the gift
Well, in
shop.
the gift shop. That's what I meant. It's not like we took that out of there. It's illegal. It even says it on it. But we started getting them at the gift shops after that.
Here we are. Just
We had our lunch there.
Yeah, probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, and now the heat is starting to set in.
And we made sure to pack out all of our snack stuff. Ate and then packed it all back up and took it out.
And there's Elise contemplating taking her brother down into the canyon.
And there's our little punk baby.
What?
Our punk baby.
Oh.
I think he's a little gangster.
So I'll spend about, 30 minutes just kind of chilling out here at the Murphy Point.
Yeah, that was a good, that hike was enjoyable. 2 miles out, and we got to chill and relax out there and eat lunch, and it was quiet. And they talk about the national parks being crowded, and it was not crowded out there because we decided to get away from the visitor center and stuff and actually hike, and it was not crowded.
Here's our way back. Saw a lizard, but then you can see what it's like to hike with us in real time. This is how we roll in nature. Carson's always trying to find interesting ways to take photos, but there's always got to be a kid that
How you doing?
ruins
Keep
it.
walking. Hi, bro. Get in line, Jonah. You're fucking up the photo.
Why do you bother?
So, you can never get all 5 of them to do what you want to anyway, so
Just walk.
Carson knows what it feels like for us.
Follow Carson.
You have no words.
Carson is the leader now. I know that the path is not freaky to me, so I would like to sit and enjoy time with you.
Why is that?
I heard a moan. Oh, I get why you
I
record.
need some sanity too.
It's not going to be back here.
What?
What pussy girl?
I heard you already. You said that fucking thing.
Get going. Get up behind Carson like you were me. Nolan. Go. Let him down the valley. Let him down the valley.
What?
We're not on the trail. This is not the trail.
Hey, we go the wrong way.
Stop.
Right here. There's a fucking little
Oh
bit-
shit.
We off the trail. We fucking up this little ecosystem. Fuck. We just walked right off. Right here.
Now let's get
I was like, this is not right. We're in too many.
What?
Maybe I should leave.
No.
This is all gravelly and shit.
Hey, Jonah.
I'm right.
Good.
Carson, just look for the little stalks of rock, okay?
Right over here, little.
Follow like the gravelly.
You have to keep. Listen though, Carson. Listen. Stop, Nolan. So look ahead to see the thing
To the next one.
to the next one, because we actually had cut through part which was not the trail. I mean, yeah, if we get there, we had started cutting through there, and that's not the trail. It goes around that way.
Is this the longest one we're doing today?
Yeah.
Here you go, Lee.
The others are like point
This is
two,
the only one we're
point
doing
three.
today. I'd be
No,
happy with
it's
that.
not. But this is the longest one we're doing today. Where are you going?
I don't know. They're walking too slow for me.
Lyndon's walking too freaking slow.
Lyndon, get
Shut up.
Alright, so we got done with Murphy Point hike. At this point it was kind of really getting hot for us at this point. So there's Murphy Point right there. Hiked all the way back to the main road. And then started working our way slowly back. Our next stop was this Mesa Arch. And Chantel really liked that.
Oh my god, that was so scary.
She was having a little bit of a panic attack. And saw some German tourists were able to see Chantel not enjoying herself at this arch here.
I tried to ask them to take our picture and they didn't know what I was talking about. I mean, like, how hard is it to say, take your picture?
But here's the vantage point. Right, you can get right up to the edge of this arch, and it's a straight drop.
And then you and all the kids are like, oh yeah, let's get up close. No, let's not get up close because up close equals death.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no.
Okay, so now here we are trying to find a nice comfy place to have a second lunch, and at this point it got really hot. It's probably about
Oh, it was well over 100 degrees by this point.
Yeah.
It was miserable. Like, had lunch, and then we were going to go to, we were going to go on another trail, but it said, there were signs up that said, you have to have water, which we did. We had lots of water.
So here's Canyonlands. So where we're at, there's a Green River, and this is the Colorado River coming down from the right side. So you can kind of see where both rivers kind of meet together. So we decided to call it quits for the day in the park. Head back to the RV for a few moments to kind of recharge and cool off. But then I found this place that had petroglyphs along the side of the road. So we took this Utah State Road and found this area with petroglyphs. You sure the dogs are not cats?
Right over here.
Right there, see it? No. Nolan, look at like the into the.
Was it a family of 5?
Why?
Because look at on the left there. Wait, no.
That's sick.
No, that's mine. I see. It's climbing.
I don't know how they got up there to paint the crap.
Because the road wasn't here.
They probably used a ladder. The sag it. It's a car.
There's some more up there, see that?
Fuck, get up there. Fuck.
Crazy.
All the way up there.
Maybe the ground was higher.
And some more over here.
Maybe they
Yeah,
swam
so
up.
it's basically, literally, you're heading out of town in Moab and you go down this Utah State Highway and
I think it's US 29.
yeah, there's a sign. It's not really marked, it's just a sign and a couple pull-offs and you're seeing,
If you didn't pay attention, like if you're just driving, you would not.
how to see it.
Yeah, and you just happened to read up on it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because, like I said, we hung out in the RV for about an hour or so, got bored, and said we need to go back out and find something. And we didn't want to do any of the touristy stuff, so we came back out, and I saw these petroglyphs listed on a website somewhere. So, yeah, literally right there on the side of the road, you could just pull off to the side and check them out.
And that was really cool to kind of just drive down along the river and be right there by the river and see these petroglyphs. And we found all kinds of them along there. It was pretty cool. And then to try to talk about, we were trying to like, how did they get so high? And I don't know, us just trying to figure out how they got up there and how
They blasted the road down to meet the river. So
yeah.
So we drove to the end of the road, and then this is our drive back into Moab. You see the Colorado River off to the right. I think there was a campground here along the way. So basically, I don't think there was any hookups.
No, I think it was just dry camping, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think we would have been able to fit in there anyway.
No.
So it's pretty neat. It was just right along the river. I think there was a boat ramp across the street that you can, put a kayak in or a boat.
Yeah. But this part of the river looked really dirty. Don't you think?
I think that, isn't the entire river? Well, I guess in Colorado it was actually not muddy.
No, it was really clear there. But here it was really muddy.
So, this is the end of the second day of our vacation. Went to Canyonlands, got hot, went back to the RV. We might check out Canyonlands again some other time. The other side of it, which is Needles, which is about an hour and a half south of where we were, to kind of check out that area.
Yep, definitely. We will be back to this area again someday. Thanks, everyone.
Yep, hit the like button, subscribe if you want. Talk to you later.
Bye.